Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're taking a look at this very tiny projector. When I mean tiny, it is tiny. Like if I put my hand in front here, you can't really see it there. So this is the Sentrym L1. It's made by the same team behind the Black Box My Car. If you've shopped for a dash cam before, I'm sure you've come across their website. Just to name some of the features and specs before we look at the actual unit here. This thing comes with Android 9.0 and it will work with Amazon Prime, Netflix, because there are some other projectors out there where they have Android and Netflix doesn't really work on them. You need to find ways around it, but with this, there's no problem with that. Getting back to the specs, the native display resolution is 854 by 480. We also get 2 gigs of RAM on this and 16 gigs of internal storage, which is actually really nice to see comparing the size of this thing. And this does work on 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and we also get Bluetooth 5.0, which is interesting to see because most of the competitor projectors out there, usually you're getting Bluetooth 4 and lower in there. So it's actually really nice to see that here. So looking at the unit itself here, we do have a touchpad and we also have the remote as well that it comes with here. So if you don't want to use the remote, you want to just take this with you, you have that option. You can just take this and you have the touchpad here, which works pretty well. And on the side here, we do have the MicroSD, even though you're getting that 16 gigs of internal. And then we also have the focus wheel. That's one thing that's not automatic here. We do have auto Keystone, which is nice. Taking a look at the back here, we have the power, which is a micro USB. I would have loved to see a USB Type-C here because usually that's all I have around my home now, USB Type-C. Now I have to kind of have the micro USB here just in order to charge this. And we do have the mini HDMI as well, which is actually really nice to see. And we do get the cable here, mini HDMI to full-size HDMI here. So if you want to like plug your console, pretty much you're able to do that. We get a USB and the headphone jack as well. And taking a look at the other side here, we do have the off, on, and power button. Pretty much to turn the unit on, all you want to do is just put it on, then hold the power button, and then just turn it off. So that way you're not turning on the projector by mistake if you have it in your pocket or anything like that. In the front, pretty simple here. We do have the lens there. And at the bottom here, we have the mount, and also we can see some copper heatsink in there as well, which is nice to see. And this thing doesn't really get that warm when it's running, which is good. Alrighty, so we got the projector on here, and this is what you see when you first turn on the projector here. We do have some pre-installed apps here, Netflix, YouTube, and all that. We have AirPlay, eShare, HDMI in. When you plug something in, you don't really need to install anything else there. And this is how it looks like on a lighted room right now. I do have many lights here, and it looks okay. I mean, it's not really intended to be used this way. If you're taking this on a camping trip or just on the backyard, definitely on a darker environment it will perform better. Looking at the Netflix logo here, it does have that black background and it's kind of blended in with the logo because it doesn't look that good because of the lights in this room here. So let's go ahead and turn off the lights and we're gonna see how much better it looks like. Definitely a huge difference here with the lights off, more vibrant, the colors and everything definitely popping out. So just want to show you some of the settings here. So if I go under settings, these are some of the settings, network settings, Wi-Fi, hotspot settings, and just going back, we also have the Bluetooth settings, and well, here you're able to connect a mouse, keyboard if you want to do that or whatever. Language, date and time. Projector settings, this is the menu I like to see here. Right now I do have it at auto, so auto screen rotate. If I'm moving the projector, it will auto rotate. Projector mode, we do have rotate front, rotate rear, rotate ceiling, rotate rear ceiling. Just going back here. Brightness adjustment. So right now I do have it at max brightness. Keystone correction, vertical, horizontal, and screen zoom. I don't think you're going to be doing any screen zooming on this, so definitely there's really not much to touch here. So going back, and audio settings, pretty much you just get the volume bar here, not much else. And other settings, pretty much you're going to get the Android like setup settings type here. It's kind of telling you the storage, battery life. Right now it should last about 4 hours, which that's actually good news. So if we're playing something, definitely you're gonna be getting less than 2 hours, around the 2-hour range, like they say. But I wouldn't expect more there, but that's still like amazing comparing the size this thing is. So right now let's just go on YouTube. I just want to go ahead and play something just so you can hear how it sounds like and how it looks like. So the speaker, the image quality, it actually looks really great. I wouldn't even mind watching a movie on this actually. But when it comes to the audio quality, definitely I would look into getting like a Bluetooth speaker. But if I'm just watching like a YouTube video or something like that, I don't mind, it still sounds okay. It's pretty loud as well, but an external Bluetooth speaker definitely would help out there for sure. If I would watch an actual like movie on this, definitely, it actually looks great. And the thing is, it's not like pixelated, because I've reviewed some other projectors before, and usually they're like, the image is very pixelated. Even the text reading in like the menus, reading any text pretty much, it's like kind of impossible on some of those cheaper projectors. So one thing I kind of hate about this remote is this button here. Because usually I'm used to, when I click this, to go back, and this kind of brings a mouse on the screen. So if I click that, it kind of like ruins everything. It brings the mouse on the screen if you're like using the browser or anything like that. I would have switched this, made it here, because usually that's where it belongs, or just leave it somewhere else. But other than that, the remote works quite well. So right now the projector is about 54 inches far away, and this is how big of a screen we're getting. Roughly we're getting a 44-inch screen here, which is pretty good. So just keep that in mind. You're kind of gonna have to place this a little bit further back, because if I go ahead and place it closer, the image, it's definitely way smaller there. So my final thoughts on this mini projector here. Definitely it does have more positives than negatives going for it. Comparing the price point with other projectors, usually you don't get these many features like the Bluetooth 5.0. You're getting a great battery life, like around the 2-hour range, which is kind of amazing to see, like they stuck that in there. Definitely on where there's like lights in the room, don't expect too much. Pretty much this thing is like, you can't even see it if I do this. That's how small this thing is. So, but if you're in a dark environment, definitely this is great to have. And plus, we're actually getting quite a few things in here. We do get the mini HDMI to HDMI cable, the mini tripod, and the remote itself. Which this button still kind of bothers me, the mouse button. I wish it wasn't there. Kind of kept clicking it by mistake, and the mouse always pops up, which is kind of annoying a little bit. But then again, we do have the controllers, the touchpad up here as well. So you don't really need to bring the remote if you're going out. Just put this in your pocket and pretty much you're all set. So one of the drawbacks I would say here is the DC in, the micro USB cable. I wish they would have just made a USB Type-C, would have made things much better, and the whole thing would have seemed way better, because it's kind of not missing anything else. And if you're thinking of any kind of like project you want to do with this projector, you can, it's pretty small, so you're able to stick this anywhere if you're thinking of doing that. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Also, if you have any questions about this projector, go ahead and leave a comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'll see you guys on the next video.